We going live.
Hello, everyone. This your girl China V, and we are back again with the Immersive Experience, a podcast that's to you, for you, and about you. I always mess that up, but I think I got it right this time. What y'all think?
No, but it's okay.
What is it? About you, for you, to you? What is it?
The immersive experience, a podcast about you, for you, from you.
From you. That's the part I messed up. Anywho, I'm your girl China. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at China Victoria. And you can follow also my business page, Valet 8587 is down there at the bottom. Now, and I will be your guide today. So I'm gonna give Desiree and Second Smetter a chance to introduce themselves.
Hey, you guys, what's up? Good evening. I'm Desi Lou, and I just want to let you guys know that I'm so happy to be here. I want to give you guys some of this perspective that I have inside of my head. And yeah, you can follow the immersive experience at the _ immersive experience. Also on YouTube at the immersive experience, a podcast. Do not forget the a podcast.
Hey, it's your boy J Rail, Mr. Accountability. Figured I'd mix it up a little bit, change my name. So I'm just here, you know what I'm saying, drop some knowledge, learn some knowledge, get some insights from everybody else, kind of put it into my life, and go from there.
I feel that.
Nice. So y'all, okay. I was talking to Desiree the other day, and she asked me, what she asked me, I always mess this part up, but she asked me, what do you want? Out the blue. Was it what do you want, Desiree? It was what do you want?
I don't remember. I just know I asked you something to that nature.
She asked me, y'all, it was what do you want? And I was like, oh Lord, I know we're not finna go into another counseling session.
That is
Y'all, because that's what Desiree will do. She will dive deep into your brain and you be like, okay, I know I meant this, but now she got me thinking this. Anywho, and I told her I just want to be happy. Well, what does it take to make you there? What you gonna it's all dark 30 in the morning. And I wasn't trying to go there. Okay. Anywho, this is what made me come up. That conversation is what actually led me to come up with this podcast. Because sometimes, we lose ourselves in our titles. So I was telling Desiree that, now since I have an 18-year-old that's about to graduate tomorrow. She's walking across stage. Whoop, whoop. And also, I have a 17-year-old and an 11-year-old. I'm gonna be in the house by myself eventually. My older two are gonna be popping smoke soon. And of course, I got a divorce. So I'm trying to figure out China at 38 years old. I'm trying to figure out what I actually like again and because I lost myself in the role of being a mom, the role of being a wife, the role of being an employee. So that's what we came here to talk about today is to how to continue the path that you want to be on, even though you're in the mom role or you're wearing a dad role or whatever role you want to play on. So the question I have here today is for I think I'm gonna do Desiree. And the question I have is how do you think our titles and roles influence the way we perceive ourselves and others?
I say I guess this could depend on people, like different people, you know what I'm saying? Because some people, they titles will make them big headed and they'll treat you like shit. Other times, some people just be like, "Oh, I'ma always treat the CEO the same way I treat the janitor." So it's kind of like it's the people. It's I guess, but I mean, did I answer that question? No. Yeah, that's how they influence
Anyway,
us. I mean,
some people can be power struck and they forget
yeah,
where they come from. They wear that power hat and they
yeah.
start tripping on the people, on the employees. So I
Absolutely.
get, I understand. Yeah. Okay. And do they sometimes create a barrier to express your true authenticity?
Yeah, because I think you gotta be. Some people feel like they gotta be a certain way to fit into that role, so they more so will let the role make them instead of placing themselves into a role. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like yeah, that can hinder our authenticity because we trying to play a part, and we don't. We got to remember that we not always playing this part. You gotta, like you said, you got a life too.
Learn how to separate. So okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, that's true. Cause as a parent, it is it is very difficult trying to, sometimes we gotta watch our words, or we gotta not necessarily watch our words, but word things in a way that kids will understand, even though we wanna snap, crackle, and pop sometimes. You can't always do that. So we have to watch, we have to do wordplay, all of that when you go into your parent mode. And that's what this is just, I think we had this conversation a while back too. Even when you, I know you and Mental say, yeah, I would never change, but me and Jarrell was on the same page where as far as even in the work area, I still watch my words when I'm talking to somebody, when I have the employee hat on, depending on the job. Now, some job, when I was in the military, I got to say what I want to say, depending on who it was.
I
Depending on who it was. But other than that, yeah. So J Rail, same question. Do you agree with us, or are you, how are you?
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. For
yeah,
me,
no.
I would say I was told a long time ago by a coach that I can't wear all the hats I wear, and I asked him why can't I? Because I don't believe in the word I can't. He was like
Mm-hmm.
you. He was like you cannot be everything that you want to be or somebody that needs you to be all the time. I said yes, I can. He asked me how did I figure that? I said because look, I can be whatever I need to be in that situation and do whatever I need to do in that situation to make sure that I'm still me regardless. It doesn't matter what hat I have on. I'm still gonna be me through and through. So authentic me is gonna show regardless of what hat I got
Right,
on. But I know I can put on any hat I want to.
right. And thank you, Reese. I appreciate you so much. She wished us a happy Mother's Day.
Oh, now she's saying thank you. But I shot you a text this morning saying Happy Mother's Day. I ain't even get a response.
I didn't see no text message from you.
See, that's crazy. Can't believe.
I sure don't have a. I'm up here looking now. I don't have no text message from you saying Happy Mother's Day. Sure don't.
I said,
That's also showed up. Word.
I sure it ain't in here. Anyway, look, we off topic. We off topic. Let's go back. All right. Can you recall a time when you felt the need to confirm to a certain title or role, even if it didn't align with your authentic self? How did it make you feel, and what did you learn from that experience? Ooh, that's a good one.
yeah. So I worked at the job, this warehouse. I was a supervisor, and it was a cool job. I ain't gonna lie. Like the people I worked with, they were cool or whatnot. Everything was straight. My boss, now, mind you, he was a he was a racist person, hands down. I'm not gonna bullshit you. Like he said whatever came to mouth, he didn't care. But I didn't mind when it came to me. It's like whatever, I could care less, right? Because he was kind of even with me. What I mean by that is he'll say
Mm-hmm.
some off the wall shit, but if I needed to leave early or I needed to take an extra PTO day, he always looked out for me because I always made sure my job was done. I made his job easy, so he always looked
That's
out for
what's
me.
up.
So in a sense, it balanced, right? But where I kind of took a fluctuation at, he would talk crazy about the employees all the time to other management, and they would just laugh like, it's like to me, it's like, nah, that's not cool. And
He two face.
yeah, I ended up quitting that job because of that. Now, like I said, I can take it when it comes to me because I can care. You can say whatever you want about me. I kind of honestly don't care. Like, it ain't true, so I couldn't give a fuck, honestly. Excuse my language, but I don't like it when people badmouth other people. That's not cool. Or you talk
So you don't like
in a
gossip.
sense. It's not that I don't like gossip. People gonna gossip regardless. It's all about it's all about what
Bad
you're
gossip.
saying in a sense. Yeah, it's all about what you're saying because you can say some off the wall shit that's just not cool. And mind you, these employees they're not my family. They're not my real friends. But at the same time, I fuck with them. You know what I'm saying? Like I had a respect for them. So I wasn't gonna just sit back and just, oh yeah, that's what it is. Like, nah, that's not cool, bro. So I ended up putting my 2 weeks that next day. And they asked me why I was quitting. I said, y'all don't want to know the answer to that. So then my boss above us, he asked me, hey man, look, talk to you for a minute. We don't want you to leave. Yada yada yada. He's like, why you quitting? I told him, like, look, there's too many things said in the office that's just not okay with me. And yeah, I ended up quitting. That's how that went. That didn't sit right with me. Like it didn't sit to be in a situation knowing it wasn't me to allow somebody else to talk bad about another person.
Right. I feel that. Desiree, you want to take a hit at this question?
I sat over here and I thought about that question for a little and I kept saying to myself, like, I can't really think of a time where I just let myself not be myself. Like I'm telling you, like I used to get anxiety. Like that shit used to well up in my chest. Like I did not like that feeling. I didn't like that feeling so much. And you could only like it's true, like you could only play a part for so long. I can't do that shit. I could never just
Yeah.
I don't wanna act. Like I tell you like that story I told you about that one girl and how I did her with her video and stuff. And I said this, like, I had to tell her. Like, I was like, ring, ring. It was me. Like,
Um,
I couldn't, like, it just didn't sit right. It didn't sit right with me. It only could, like, because that's not me. You feel me?
yeah.
If I do it, I
Well,
gotta own
yeah, right. And I agree with you. For me, I don't think I've ever been put in a situation to the point where I had to not be myself, but I have been in a situation to where I've came out of character a couple of times on a job, due to something similar to what Jarrell was talking about, how you have people gossiping and talking about other people, whatnot, or sometimes you have those bullies on a job, and I don't like bullies. I don't like people like you were saying earlier, the power struck people that take their title of their position and wear it over their head. They it's just to
it.
me, that's just it don't sit well with me at all.
Yeah. Oh, what's up?
Oh, that's
I
I was
don't
like,
know. Yes.
hi, hi, how are
Hey.
you?
I'm doing very well, very well. How y'all doing tonight?
We feeling
Good.
good.
Long time no hear see.
Oh no, it's been like the last couple of months as well. So um, it's it's been a lot going on. So
I feel you on that. I
I
feel that.
gotta stop it. You know what I'm saying? Checking in with the folks.
Okay, okay. You want to give the people a little rundown about yourself for a minute?
Um, well, so I am a co-founder of the Akasha Garden. We are a group that is not only a business but is a movement to get as many of our people out of America as possible via both mentally and physically. Um, we have online businesses, several online businesses. My wife and I, and then and every day, on Facebook. Um, I am also the owner of the Futurist Division Media Group, and we basically help people get right on the internet. So what we offer is basically how to get your social media to where it needs to be. We also do mentoring and coaching when it comes to that. We help small businesses get their stuff together. So business plans, logos, websites,
So,
business cards, you name it. It's a one-stop shop. Right now, we are currently with, I think we're at like 30 clients now
oh, that's dope.
between the Akasha Garden and Futures Division. Uh, so yeah, I could go on, but then it's gonna sound like I'm not as nice.
Oh no, you good, you good. Where the people can find you at? Where can we find you?
You guys can find us all over the internet. Um, the Akasha Garden, on Facebook as well as Instagram. Um, Futurist Division is also on Instagram as well as Facebook. Um, we are also setting up new pages on X, aka formerly known as Twitter, as well as Instagram threads. Um, you can find me personally, AUMVEDA, on Facebook, as well as Instagram.
Gotcha. All right. So since you done jumped in here, let me give you a question, Mr. Veda. So, are there any specific expectations or pressures associated with certain titles or roles that you find challenging to navigate while staying true to yourself?
uh, all of them, all of them. George Bernard Shaw has something in the book called the Maxims for Revolutionists. Great men reject titles because they are jealous of them.
Mm,
And for me, I often find myself, I'm a lot of things to a lot of people. I'm a brother, I'm a husband, I'm a father, I am a cousin, I am a mentor, I am a son. And just having those titles have their own pressures and expectations.
that's so true.
Very recently, probably about 2 weeks ago, um, a very good friend of mine surprised me with tickets to the National Cannabis Festival in Washington D.C. And it just so happens that two of my favorite music acts, Thundercat and the legendary Wu Tang Clan, was performing, and I was able to not really be anything to anybody in particular. I was able to just be a dude in the crowd. It was a beautiful day. 2 days.
Mhm.
I was nobody. I was nobody.
So you was able to let your hair down.
Yeah, and the thing is I don't think I don't think we actually know how important it is to have that type of time for yourself, because I was like a kid in a candy store. It's the National Cannabis uh Festival, so I don't even smoke like that, because any other time I have so much going on around me, I gotta stay on point. So I'm
Yeah.
not able to smoke weed. I'm not able to do what everybody else around me does, because I'm not really afforded that luxury. I got to be on point. I got to
Right.
keep my head on a swivel at all times. My children, my wife, my partner, so on and so forth. My brothers, my mother, my grandmother, my clients, and it's important. Everybody should have that opportunity or create that opportunity to separate yourself from your titles in your life and just be you, even
That
if it's the small is just painting or music or just something where you can where it's just you. Sometimes just
right.
go to the mall by yourself or something. Take yourself to
Yeah. I agree with that 100% because that's, before you jumped on here, I was talking about me and Desiree's conversation, which actually led us to this topic today. And I was telling Desiree that the other day, I was like, I lost myself being in the role of so wearing so many hats. So I'm trying to figure out what is that I like again. Like,
oh no, definitely,
like,
definitely. I
you
like
know,
I
what
forgot
was I
how much I
passionate
loved weed.
about?
I forgot how much I loved weed. I forgot how what it is to be able to sit down and eat a meal, and I don't got a baby over here, a baby on my back, um, one in my arm. I'm feeding
Yeah.
one. My wife is look. Oh, well, I look good. And, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm feeding everybody. I'm taking care of everybody in different aspects. So to be able just to sit and eat a sandwich by myself without having that urge to make sure everybody is fed and hungry, you know what I'm saying, and taken care of, because I don't got nobody to make sure that's okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, it was exhilarating. I was skipping. When the
We
last time you skipped? Do you
But
remember?
I think that play in hand to what DC had said when he was talking to, I forget who he was talking to. What's that? Cameron Newton, what's that?
Oh,
Yeah.
Cam Newton, yeah.
Yeah. He was telling him, he was like, you the chef and everything might not work in the kitchen, but you got to cook the meals. And everybody coming up to you like, gimme, gimme, gimme. And I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember what he said exactly. But gimme, and you be wishing like, don't nobody be cooking for me. Don't nobody be, well, shit, you still got to cook because you still got to eat. So
And
you
you
got
the
to be,
last one to eat, even though you done prepared this whole meal
yeah.
for everybody else, you the last one to sit down.
If you
Yeah.
ever find it, you will see it. He said way more better than what I said.
I know exactly what you're saying with the interview you're talking about, and as somebody that used to be a chef, that analogy is like spot on. Like, what is it to
Yeah.
put your heart and soul into something that nourishes somebody else,
Yeah.
and you do it from the love, you do it for the love, you do it because you love, but then that reciprocity, how do you get that back? And yes, you get it back in very small things, like your kids running up and giving you a hug and a kiss and saying, I love you, or thank you, dad, and different things like that, or your spouse telling you how important you are, and that's great. It's so great. But again, to have that ability to be nobody, like just to be somebody in the crowd, and I can do what I want when I want, how
Yes.
I want, and I don't have any considerations. There's a certain level of selfishness that we all must practice, and it's okay to be selfish
It's, oh my
sometimes.
gosh, I know.
It's
I'm
okay.
practicing that. I'm practicing self.
Well, we can't call it selfish. It's if it's a positive, then it's not a.
What was it? Self-love?
Yeah,
I don't know,
I mean,
but
I mean, wordplay, word, etymology, aside, when we're talking about just having self,
yeah,
just participating and indulging within yourself,
yes,
whatever word or adjective, we can
Right.
come up with is cool, but it's the bottom line is, how do you love yourself? But then not only just how do you love yourself, how do you relearn yourself?
Yeah.
Like I've been a
That
father longer than I've not been a father at this point.
oh my God, I can relate.
So now it's like, what the hell? Well, what the hell do I do now? Like I was just talking to a friend of mine, and I'm a professional, so my I'm a tax preparer by career. Um, and I oversee multiple offices, so I have to, I'm suited and booted all the time. And then when I do wear regular clothes, it feels weird. What are my regular clothes? And I see old pictures of myself and how like how fly I used to be. Now I'm fly now. Don't get me wrong. I didn't lose my flyness, but it's not the same. I'm a father now. Like I wouldn't wear ripped jeans. Like what? Like I'm somebody's father. I'm somebody's daddy. I can't do
Right.
that. You know what I'm saying? I still gotta keep that thought process of, well, I'm somebody's father, I'm somebody's husband. But like when I was single and I was out here being a Lord have mercy, it's different. It was time. It was a different time. It was a different thing.
It's definitely different. I can relate to that too. By being a soldier, you know what? I was like, it's time to go out. I didn't have party clothes. I had to go shopping for party clothes because we
Right,
wore uniforms every day of the week.
right.
So we didn't go.
And then you try to see what the latest fashion
So
is, and
we
you just like, oh my God, why people wear this?
I
right.
guess I cannot relate to what you guys go through, and maybe that's because I don't have children. Maybe that's because I've never had the opportunity to lose myself in a person to a point where I forget me. Like it's baffling to me a lot of the times how people can lose themselves, but I've never had the opportunity to be that distracted to lose myself.
Because
So
it's like so much is going on, Desiree, to the point where you forget. Like you got to take care of this child, especially if you got multiple kids. This different personalities, and then you're a wife, and then you have a job. I mean, you're being pulled in so many different directions to the point where you put yourself last. And so it is a breath of fresh air, like Mr. Vader was saying, when he actually got a chance to release and have some me time. It's like a refreshing feeling. It's something that you forget that you must do. It's a need. That's a need.
Because I'm
You
like
know
I
what though?
take care of
I'm I'm
literally 30 people.
I'm devil's advocate
That's
again.
whoa.
what
You
you saying?
always devil.
I in this situation solely because this is just me. I get it, 100%, right? So check it out. So for me, yeah, they say it's pressure in being a parent. They say it's pressure in being a husband, wife, and a
It's a
husband, right?
lot of
Cool.
noise. I can't hear.
But
You're breaking up
my
a
bad.
lot.
Hold on. All right, is that better?
Yeah, I think so. Keep talking.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm a father, right? But to me, it's easy. Like it's something I want to do. So there's no pressure for me. It is because even my me time, I want my kids around. I want them to be around. I care. I want my family around, friends, brothers, sisters. I don't care about me time because when I try to play ball, I want to be all the time. And to me, only that I can say that
You breaking up real bad.
I lost myself
Oh, y'all, I be
in
thinking it
myself.
be
I
my
lost
thing.
myself.
No,
It's
it's you breaking up real
you
bad seconds matter.
Nah,
like pop, 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 pop. That's what you sound like.
my damn signal bad as fuck on this highway.
Oh, okay. Try now. Oh, no,
All right, is that
What
better?
you get?
a little bit. Go ahead. You gotta
All
start
right.
talking. Cause I can't
But yeah,
tell
I was
until
just
you
saying,
start
like,
talking.
my bad. I was just saying, like being a father is easy to me. It's no pressure involved for me because it's something I want to do. Being a boyfriend, being a friend, brother, cousin, like that's all easy to me. Like I don't find any pressure in those situations. Solely because it's like most of the time, even with me time, I want them around me all the time. I when I travel and play ball, I want my kids or my significant other with me. I don't care to have me time. It doesn't matter to me. My me time is y'all being around me while I'm chilling. My me time is anytime I'm not at work. That's me time for me. I mean, shit. As long as I ain't at work, I'm good. To me, the most pressure that I can say I've actually faced is having to be that strong friend. That's some shit. Like a lot of people don't realize how tough it is or how annoying it could be to always have to be the strong person. That's the
Oh
only
my
pressure I can
God.
say I actually
I
have in
get
my
that.
life.
Trust me, I understand what you're saying on that strong. Sometimes you got to cut them off too, though, in order to save yourself, honey. I can friend just enough.
Hello, because I had to learn. Like we always talk about how I used to always think, "Oh, I'm just a strong friend. I'm just this." But that's just how I portrayed myself. It was more of a me letting my walls down, and it's still people who like back then, like who they didn't think, who still didn't think, "Oh, they don't need me. They strong." Like we don't even talk no more. Like nah, I'm good. Like the same.
Yeah.
I just want to be at places where I'm celebrated, and I don't tolerate me. Understand what's coming with me when I'm coming to you. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be
It be
right.
them friends that you gotta cut off that complain. Every time they call you, they don't check on you to see how you're doing. They got something to complain about. You just, I mean, that is pouring into your energy as well. So you have to learn how to just put people where they belong.
I agree.
And just to piggyback off of that is, for me, fatherhood is not a level of difficulty as much as it is a level of awareness.
Mm.
I'm
I
Oh,
responsible. I'm responsible for molding people for the future,
people.
guiding people for the
Mm.
future. And
Absolutely.
so that is a very, very big thing. And it's not necessarily pressure as much as, again, it is an awareness, because what I do directly impacts my children. And my children are with me. I fought in court to have my children with me. Um, I take them to school. I make sure they're bathed. I do their laundry. I feed them in the morning, the whole 9 yards. So for me, it's not necessarily having that me time in the sense of I want to be away from my children or my spouses or my responsibilities, as much as it is allowing space for me to evolve to be a better version of all those titles.
Yeah.
Because having, going to work, coming home, making sure everything is straight, paying the bills, and then rinse and repeat, mentally, that doesn't do much for people in the long term. Hell, in the short term, it's a pain in the ass. But I take my bills are paid, my children are taken care of, my spouses are taken care of, everybody's taken care of because I saw to it that they're taken care of. Now, when I want to be able to listen to the music that I want to listen to as loud as I want it, and not thinking about, I don't play certain things around my kids. I don't do certain things around my kids. I'm very conscious of what they see me do. In my son's eyes and my daughter's eyes, I'm Batman, Superman, Goku, everything rolled into one. And so maintaining that for them while also letting them know I'm just as human as they are, despite my best efforts, they don't believe me. But in their mind, I make the sun rise and I make the sun set and I put the moon in the sky at night, as far as they're concerned.
Right.
So understanding that is what is where not even pressure isn't a good word. The gravity of the situation, especially seeing as I'm currently breaking multiple generational curses. My
Mm-hmm.
father wasn't. My father was abusive, alcoholic, the whole 9 yards. But my children have never seen me raise my voice past a certain place. I've never beat my children. I've never had to. I've never done half of the things that my father did or didn't do. And my children are both academically on a level that I wasn't even at, and I was pretty high. So understanding these things is key to understanding that again, evolving yourself is how you become the best version of those titles. I could be a better father. I could be a better husband. I could be a better everything. But I need to have that space where I can meditate on what that exactly that means.
Yeah.
So
I agree with that. The last thing on the last podcast, I had something to the nature of the best way I could help you is to develop myself.
that.
So I definitely feel that.
Let me ask y'all a quick question because I was asked this the other day and it turned upside down, but I laughed. Right? So I was asked, "Am I gonna push my children to go to an HBCU?" And I said, "Fuck no, hell no, I'm not."
Is you
And the
gonna push
person,
your children to do what?
am I gonna push my children to go to an HBCU?
Okay, okay.
And I said, "Fuck no, I'm not." And they got highly upset. How do you all feel about that?
I I
It's
would
your
back my kid. It's what my kid want to do. It's their life, their future. At that point, I can give them advice on what they want to do, but as far as trying to push them into doing something that I want them to do, that's unhealthy. That's not healthy at the end of the day.
Yeah,
When
nah,
they're that old, when they're going to college, they should be old enough then to make their own decisions on what they want to do. Get advice. I can give advice as much as I can, and it's up to them if they want to take that advice. But
yeah, that just boils down to teaching your children how to think and not what to think.
right,
yeah.
My son wants to go to MIT. Even now, I didn't put that I didn't put that on his plate. He was asking me, how what he had to do in order to build robots. That's his jam. He likes building robots. I done
Nice.
seen this boy build robots out of Legos, soda cans, anything he could get his hands on. Ultimately becomes a robot, and he made a couple of them move. Like he's now getting into simple wiring and simple circuitry.
oh, it's dope.
At 8 years old, he programmed his first video game at 6. So it's only natural that sending him somewhere that would embellish those talents makes the most sense. And whether that's a HBCU or whether that's MIT, um, I support him either way. Um, and like, again, he might change his mind by then. We got another, I don't know, we got like another 9 years. So
Right.
Right. All right. Now, another question I have is how can we create environments that value authenticity over titles? What changes can we make in our personal lives and society to foster a culture of embracing our true selves? Anybody want to take a shot at that?
I
well,
say that go back to going where you celebrated and not tolerated. Like You can't really like in real life. You just once you put yourself in places where you can be your true self and people can appreciate you for the authenticity of you and not your title, not your but just the things that you get pleasure out of or just the beauty of watching you get to be you. Whether that is the sloppy mess that you are because you're not ready to do something, but in the same sense, them having the audacity because they love you so much to tell you like that's not right. You shouldn't treat yourself like that. People who remind you of who you are instead of allowing you to beat down on yourself to be that person. So getting in places where you can have that type of environment, that's just gonna build on who you are already. And the way we could foster a society like that, um, that's difficult. But well, it's
Yeah,
difficult to fathom it. I don't think it would be so difficult if everybody could, get on one accord. But that's why it's so difficult to fathom. but but in real life, just understanding how we affect each other, because contrary to popular belief, we still affect each other in a lot of ways. And if we
that's
could
true.
see how we are stepping on another person, if we could see how we are bringing another person down by doing such and so, then we be more aware of how we're hurting the people around us and not allowing them to be their authentic selves.
I agree. For me, I'm probably in a very, I won't say rarefied space. I have two spouses, and you know, for me, they have gone out of their way to make sure, like even with that trip I just took, their goal, they said that their combined goal is retire. And so for me, it's a situation where now that I have that space where I do have that support, um, it makes the transition much easier. Um, it has allowed me to know that things are being taken care of even in my absence, and that's probably 90% of the pressure. That's 90% of the pressure that I deal with is, you know, I'm very much a person. If you're gonna, don't send somebody else to do what you can do yourself. I'm not gonna ask nobody to make sure something is done. I'm gonna do it because I didn't. That way, I know it's done, and I know it's
Right.
done the way I want it done. Now, it's kind of a control thing, and that's a shadow that I've been working on. But for me, it's less of a. I have to make sure everything goes the way I want it, opposed to I don't like leaving things to chance or to other people's interpretations. Um, so depending on what the situation is. And so now that I have, like I said, now that I have, you know, my home life is very different now. So I know that if I leave, things are still moving, things are still processing the way it needs to process. And so
That's the environment that you've created for
I've
yourself.
created that environment, and I'm a believer in being the sole controller of your universe, meaning anything and everything that happens around you outside of chaos, which nobody can circumvent chaos. Chaos has to exist. It's a scientific fact. Um, Outside of chaos, which is just the randomness of life, um, everything is on schedule. Everything has a place and a purpose. Everything is done to a methodology that's always going to be there. Um,
Mhm.
it's on autopilot. I don't have to think about it as much anymore because it's already done. Um, so I know it. Not everybody can do what I'm doing, and I don't, I'm not everybody can do what I do. But I encourage everybody to build that village,
Right.
where people, where because of what you do, they make and take consideration. They take consideration for allowing that space. because you also allow that space to them. You know, my wife hasn't had to work in 2 3 years, and then she went to work back to work for a couple of months, couldn't stand it, left out of it. And so um because being at home and facilitating our business is far more profitable, and plus way more mentally less pressure than going to work and punching the
That
clock.
is so true.
And
That's
so,
true.
you know, so I facilitated that for her, and in return she facilitates the ability for me to make the moves I need to make when I need to make them. And like I said, and now that there's an additional partner there, she also is very organized, and um she's I say that she's me when I'm gone. You know what I mean? She kind of captains things, put it on her shoulders, and keeps things organized. Um, so and I love her for that. And yeah, I just build the village. Just build your village.
Great. Yeah, that's so true. Anybody else want to take a hit at this question?
Um, I can't really relate to this question, I don't think, because I feel like my environment is me. And what I mean by that is I got many hats. So wherever I'm at, I know how to adapt to that environment, I guess you could say. So I can't say I can relate, honestly.
Why you always gotta be difficult?
I mean, hey, you know what I'm saying? Look, if it's
You always
easy,
the difficult one.
look, if everything was easy in life, what's the point of doing it? You feel me?
Uh,
I
uh,
I guess, child. I guess.
I don't know. I'll say that you do know how to do it because you're already doing it. The way that you cultivated yourself from how you say you used to hate yourself to cultivating a place where you could express love to your children and things like that. So I feel like you're already creating the environment. So I think you could, I say from my standpoint that you could relate, but I mean,
You can create your own environment even if you're adapting to your because anywhere you go, you gotta adapt. It's just up to you to create the environment that you set yourself in, whether it
yeah.
be your house, work, other different social whatever events. It's up to you to create your own space in
besides
that.
chaos, nothing in this world happens without our consent.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Again, besides chaos, which is
Chaos. Right. What you
right.
said.
But you know what I'm saying? There's no, like, I could be a deadbeat. I could cheat. I could do everything opposite of what I do now, and that would be my prerogative. But I would have to deal with the consequence of that. And so I don't put myself in those positions. You see what I'm saying? I don't put myself in that position to ever have to deal with those consequences. So again, everything is curated. I say my life is very curated. That means there's not one person that exists within my circle that I don't explicitly allow to be in my environment. You can't just be around me. I got kids. You can't just exist around me and take and not reciprocate. Reciprocity is something that's automatic at the door. If you not putting in what you taking out, then I don't need you around. I don't want you
Suffocating
around.
my don't be suffocating my shit.
Dead ass. Don't fuck up. Don't kill my vibe. Don't kill my
Absolutely.
vibe. I got a good vibe here. Don't kill the vibe.
Definitely. You got to be careful of who you allow in your house and around
Mm-hmm.
environments because people be leaving their little spirits shy.
Oof. And it might not just be them. It might not be them specifically, but like we had a friend who was addicted to toxicity. They were good people, but they were addicted to toxicity.
Mm.
And they can sit and verbalize why it was a bad, terrible, toxic situation, and yet and still, every time that phone rang, they'd hop their asses up and participate in the bullshit.
Hmm.
And
Mm.
then it got to a point where we just stopped talking about it. And when they tried to talk about it, that's your decision. You grown. I
Mhm.
love you, but that's your
Yeah.
decision. You grown. And then it started bleeding into my household. And it was like,
Mm.
oh, no, 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 no. I got kids here.
Hmm.
This doofball nigga got one time to come past my crib looking for you on some rah rah shit, and I'm going to jail
Yeah.
because he come banging on my door trying to get in the house or some stupid shit. Oh no, it's about to be a problem. And I say, you let that nigga know that off rip. Like he come to the crib on some dumb shit. Just understand we got shit for that. And they were still toxic, but the one or two times I know about dude did come by, he was mad respectful. He's like, yo, I don't mean no disrespect. I'm just coming to pick her up. Blah blah blah. All right, that's cool. Y'all do what y'all do. Don't bring that drama shit though. Don't come around my crib with that drama shit. I got kids in the house.
I know that's real.
I'll fuck both of y'all up. Don't do that.
Somewhere. You got fucked before.
All right. Can anyone share your personal story or example where you witnessed someone breaking free from the constraints of titles and embracing their authentic self? How did it inspire you or impact your perspective?
Huh. That's a good
My
one.
mama. I think I say that. Even my daddy, like, even just seeing them go for what they want. So, like, my mama, she's 60, and so to see her figuring out what she want to do, where she want to go, like, still putting into herself. Because I asked her this question earlier, and I'm like, am I like? And she was like, I'm just finding myself at 60. And I mean, like, to see somebody go through that experience, it's always in the back of my head. Like, I never want to lose sight of myself. You know what I'm saying? To always let my subconsciousness bleed into my consciousness, to always remember that behind all the pain, behind all the pain, I'm still a blank canvas. You understand what I'm saying?
That's true.
Whatever I put my mind to, I could become just that. And that's how she inspired me every single day, because at the age of 60, she still got the gall to go out and be like, fuck that, I'm finna find myself.
For real.
I think it was my great aunt. Um, um, my great uncle. I don't really know too much about him because she had left him. She was about 46 years old,
Mm.
and she re-enrolled in the nursing school. Became a practicing nurse at like 52 or something in that ballpark.
Mhm.
And she told me, she said, she really liked that. It was that flea and tick commercial. There might be bugs on some of you mugs, but there ain't no bugs on me.
I remember that commercial.
Yeah, and said she loved that saying because she said that she would put her protective armor on and nothing could bother her or deter her from her path
Yeah.
because she was blessed and protected by something higher, not just God, but just in general, just the mind state. And for me, learning, her telling me this as a teenager, and it's something that stuck with me through my entire life. Where it's never too late. It's never too late. It's never too. There's nothing that occurs in this life outside of like something crazy that can stop you from elevating to a place that you have been seeking your whole life. Because there's no, if we look at life through age, people tend to, well, I'm 35, I should be married, and I should be have X amount of kids, and I should be here in my career, and I should be da 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 da. It don't work like that. It's never worked like that, and it never will work like that. And so, um, having that ability to understand that life moves on its own time. Um, my I don't know what I'm gonna be like at 45. It's 10 years from now. I don't know what that looks like. But I'm gonna do everything in my power to make sure it looks like something better than I was at 25. At 25, I was hustling, and from like the ages of I've been hustling. I was hustling from 15 to 25, and you know, becoming a father changed all that, and I couldn't picture it. I honestly thought I'd be dead by then.
Mm,
So like I'm somebody who all the friends I grew up with for the most part are dead. So dealing with survivor's guilt, you know, why was it them and not me? What got me out what got me out of those situations, you know? And so now that I'm in a better headspace, in a better position, in a different vantage point, now it just allows me to be able to understand that, again, time is not my enemy, in the sense of, I'm not trying to fight against this concept of what I should be or when I should be, instead of just be, and move accordingly to what that
right.
evolves into.
Okay. Jarrell?
My answer is simple. Desiree motherfucking Lucas, aka Desi Luda Don, aka Chocolate motherfucking Codeine. Hope I got them right.
Hey.
But I'm very very proud of the growth I've seen from her over the years, all the way up to this point now, especially with the podcast, with her poetry, with herself. Like the growth she's shown in herself inspired
That's
me in a lot of
dope.
ways to want to grow myself. And so
Right.
I appreciate that heavily. Like all facts. That's like she's definitely a
Absolutely.
big inspiration to me in a lot of ways.
Oh, thanks.
I agree with that 100%. She is the type of person that'll push you out of your shell.
Not you
Child.
covering your face.
You say what?
I said not Dez covering her face up.
She's definitely inspirational though. She does a whole lot. But I definitely can say that, even though me and my mom's relationship isn't 100% where I want it to be, I can honestly say seeing her at as the woman that she is, that she grew up, with kids. She had to grow up basically, you know, when you're in your early 20s, you're still trying to figure it out. So she had two kids at her early 20s. I mean, I did too. But seeing her from where she had to raise four children to seeing all of her kids to where they are now, as a single parent, she did an amazing job. So I would definitely say that my mom is one of the people that I can definitely say that inspired me to be who I am today.
Okay, for sure.
I ain't saying this because it's Mother's Day though.
Me either. You feel me? I talk about my mama
Yeah,
every
happy
single day,
Mother's
and that
Day.
lady, no, she be telling me, she be like, "Girl, people be tired of hearing about me. I know. I don't give a damn. I'm gonna talk
Yeah,
about
happy
your
Mother's Day.
ass. I'm gonna talk
Happy
about you."
Mother's Day to y'all too.
Yes, happy Mother's Day.
Oh,
Happy
thank you.
Mother's Day to all the ladies in the audience as well. If you're mothers,
Yes.
Yeah, very much so.
Well, do y'all have any last things that you guys want to say to the people?
Mm.
I will say just just be true to yourself. Just keep developing yourself. Like with this, it's a lot more to you up under the roles that you play. That mask that you look at every day, or the things that you think you got to place onto you because of um who you think you have to be or who you think you need to be. Understand that you show up and make the title. The title don't make you. Thank you.
Ooh, the title don't make you.
Yeah, I'll just say, if you gonna do it, just don't deal with it. Honestly, there's no point.
Whoa, 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 whoa. If you got to deal with some stuff sometime now, J Real.
I think he really
Look,
like the fact that like
if
I'm
don't
giving him
don't
a hard
just deal
time.
with it.
I
I
like
was gonna
giving him a
say
hard
like,
time.
oh, wait, hold on.
For me, go outside and touch grass.
Ground.
Everybody go outside and touch grass. Like, do something for yourself where you reconnect with nature, take your shoes off, step in the
Oh yeah.
grass, and ground yourself, and take those deep breather moments where you appreciate and have gratitude for what you have, opposed to looking at what you don't have. Because sometimes the reason why you don't have it is because it's not good for you. Um, and
That's
that
true.
goes into self growth and evolution. Again, everybody want money, but you know a certain amount might corrupt you. You know what I'm saying? To a place where you become something you don't want to be, or
That's true.
some people want marriage so bad that they'll go for anything. So again, understand what's yours is going to be yours regardless to whom or what. So in the meantime and in between time, go touch grass.
Hey.
Yeah, I know that's real. Recenter yourself. Well, I could definitely say to you guys to going back to the beginning of this conversation. The question that I was asked is, "What do you want?" By Desiree. What do you want? How do you get there? But
Yeah.
I would definitely say just don't lose yourself in the roles that you play. Even though you may want those titles and that role of being a mom, that role of being one of the best employees that the job has to offer, getting that big, promotion on the job, etc., etc. Just don't forget who you are and what you need. Like Veda said, ground yourself, center yourself, take time for yourself, be selfish. Even if it sounds bad, selfish is not always a bad thing. So that's all I have for y'all today. This your girl China V, and you are coming on here to the immersive experience. We'll see you
Yeah.
guys next time.
Good
Peace,
night.
peace, peace.